Ontological, ontological, ontology, ontologically, ontologically, ontological. Okay, hello and welcome to this informative video about Zoomers and the corporate world. My name is KEEF SPUDZ and I'm here to give some advice to the Zoomers. It doesn't really matter if you work from home or if you work in a cubicle, or as I prefer to call it, a cubicleism. It doesn't really matter, but let's just say you happen to be, a materialist Zoomer working in a corporation, working in a cubicleism. And let's just say you have a boss who, from a qualitative and a quantitative perspective, and from the epistemological angle, is on your case day and night. And, let's just say you're a Zoomer, you're very, you're quite sensitive to criticism because you grew up, with a silver spoon, in a certain part of your body, a certain cavity in your body, the silver spoon, or the silver spoonerism. And let's just say as the typical Zoomer, you grew up in a single parent home, and your single parent was constantly, making out that you were the center of the universe, and you kind of, sort of, from an ontological perspective, you sort of believed in it, and as an adult, you sort of, from a Heideggerian angle, you sort of believe in it now as an adult, so, let's just say your boss, this supervisor, this team leader is on your caseism a lot, regularly, with regularity, with ontological regularity from the qualitative perspective. I recommend, I'm not saying this happened to me, and if anyone actually, if anyone out there says that I'm speaking from experience, that, that KEEF SPUDZ is known to sit down and have a good old cryism, if I see any comments to that effect, you will be sent to perhaps, perhaps even the worst hell on earth. It's actually more hellish from a qualitative and quantitative perspective than hell itself. It's a place, a little known place called the United States of America. You will be sent there if you actually, if you leave comments saying that I cried. KEEF SPUDZ does not cry. But let's just say you're a Zoomer and your boss is on your case and you're sitting there in the cubicleism and suddenly your lip starts to tremble. And you run into the bathroom and, you go into one of the cubicleisms, one of the bathroomological cubicleisms, and you sit down on the toiletism and you have a good old cry, a good old cryism. I recommend that what you do is you take out, when you're in the, bathroomological cubicleism, I recommend you take out your mobile phone or your cell phone and you call your mammy. Tell your mammy, or as I prefer to say, your mammyism. Tell your mammyism that your boss is, he's on your case. He's bullying you in the workplace, from all sorts of philosophical perspectives. He's bullying you. It's really, a kind of undeniable factoid. It's an undeniable factoid that your boss is bullying you. You tell this to your mammy and you give the extension number of your boss to your mammy so she can ring and get right through to the boss's desk, and she can grill him. She can grill him verbally grill him. Not literally, not materialistically, but yeah, not materialistically, no, metaphysically, yes, she can metaphysically grill your boss. So your mammy or your mammyism can, metaphysically grill your boss over his bullying of you. I recommend all Zoomers do this. When you find yourself in the Batroomological cubicalism and you're crying over your boss, take out your mobile phone or your cell phone and phone your mammyism, and your mammyism will grill metaphysically. She will grill your boss, and the next day your boss will be groveling at your feet because he doesn't want to get more phone calls from your mammyism. So that's all I wanted to say. By the way, China is so based on the qualitative level and also on the quantitative level. China is so based. I'm actually, I'm considering moving there, but at the moment, I'm quite busy. I'm quite busy because I'm trying to save some money up for 2, possibly even 3 projects. One of the projects is I'm saving money up for an apartment. It's in Ivory Towers. I'm trying to save money up for an apartment, a materialist apartment. It's part of the Ivory Towers project. So hoping to get an apartmentism in the very, very important and quite rich, quite swanky, quite swankological Ivory Tower apartment complex. So that's one project. The second project, I'm trying to, kind of sort of saving up some money to go to Aspen with Tricky Dicky. Hopefully, if I can get to go to Aspen, I might be able to rub shoulders with, very academic people, very academic people. So that's the second one, and then the third project, which is probably the cheapest one of all, is I hope to sew leather patches onto my dinner jacket. That way, I'll have a better chance of actually, maybe getting my foot in the door of the apartment in Ivory Towers apartment complex. So that's all I want to say. Once again, China is based, really based, and I do hope to visit China very soon. I hope to see, all the people wearing their face masks and bowing their heads and not having any sort of creative thoughts whatsoever. Just kind of ant people crawling along the massive avenues, the massive streets of the various massive Chinese cities. It's a sort of, I would say it's a kind of materialist utopia, and it's one for which we should all strive here in the West to achieve. If we could really become more like the Chinese and all wear face masks, I think we would have a much better world, much better world. If we could all be, I would say, qualitatively, but not only qualitatively, quantitatively as well. If we could all get, a new vaccine every monthism, a new vaccine, that way we would never get sick. It's worked for Joe Biden. He has not been sick a single day since he got his 4 different jabisms. That's it. That is the end of the video. I hope it has been qualitatively informative from an ontological perspective. My name is KEEF SPUDZ.